evening to you and welcome to Signature Morning. My name is Godwin Sunday. The issues around emerging health technology in Nigeria has become a very crucial issue to handle, especially from all perspective and all walks of life. Are there actually emerging opportunities in the health sector? Well, joining me in this conversation this morning is Isa Usman, who is the foundation chairman, director of AMWI Foundation, and will be talking to us this morning about some of the health opportunities in Nigeria. You're welcome to Signature Morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so many people begin to wonder, do we even have opportunities in the health sector? One would thought that it's a stereotype um, setup where there are no available opportunities. Just go to medical school, come out, and all of that. But give us an overview of what the opportunities seem like.
Yeah, nice question. Before I respond to your question, I have to introduce myself properly. I'm Usman Issa. I'm a medical tourism specialist, and I'm the founder and executive chairman of We Medical and Wellness Foundation. Uh, my choosing career is not common in this part of the world because of the way we operate in our health sector. Why I say so is that whenever I meet our local healthcare service providers, try to talk to them about my choosing career, which is health tourism, they always say, which one is health tourism again? What is health tourism? So, what we mean, health tourism is also known as medical tourism. And medical tourism simply means traveling from when one is residing to another location in the quest for quality medical treatment. So what I do as a medical tourism specialist is that I connect healthcare seekers with the right healthcare service providers globally for quality medical treatments at a low cost. What I mean is I connect patients with best hospitals and the right
So
doctors in order for them to obtain
are there
quality medical
opportunities
treatment at
in
low
this? Are
cost.
there opportunities in the medical sector or in the health sector?
Sure,
All
sure,
right.
sure. Yeah, presently there is difficulty in the land. We are in difficult situation in Nigeria. And in every difficult situation, there is opportunity in it. If you look at it very well, the hardship in Nigeria has brought an opportunity for our local healthcare service providers. And what is the opportunity? Now, many people cannot afford to travel abroad for medical treatments. Especially those that used to travel abroad whenever they have health challenge, they travel abroad for medical treatments. And our foreign partners have noticed this change. And on the daily basis, they keep on calling us, Mr. Usman, we have a patient in Nigeria. He cannot afford to come again. People call us from, our partner call us from Turkey, from India, from United Arab Emirates, from Egypt and other countries that we should help them look for a specialized medical center in Nigeria that can handle complex cases. And we know few about this opportunity. Sorry, about this hospital. So this is an opportunity for our local healthcare service providers. All they need to do is to take advantage of it.
All right. So looking at all of this, one will begin to wonder, why are foreign hospitals and not calling the Federal Ministry of Health for them to provide them the right contact for ministries, for hospitals that they feel are credible enough? Why direct such a question to your organization? Because logically it sounds strange.
The issue there is that government establishment is a not-profit making organization.
Even the Ministry of Health.
Yes, they are not after profits, and they are after catering for the society at large. And in this part of the world, I mean Nigeria, because of the way we run our healthcare, there's no business in our healthcare. So, and they know already that we specialize in the business aspect of medical.
But there
And we're
should
in
be
the
there should
country.
be an organization probably from the Ministry of Health also that also talk about business side of medicine or medical
I
prime.
don't really know if there's any organization in Nigeria that talk about health
No, looking at
business.
it from the Ministry of Health, they should have organizations that also talk about that should be. I'm just curious because you mentioned the fact that you were called.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any. And if there is any, they may not have that connections. You understand? They may not have that connections. The reason why I say so is not far-fetched. Like Honorable Minister of Health, he studied abroad. He has stayed abroad for many years, and he has a lot of connections all over the world. But he may not have the connections of people that into that specialize in the business. Maybe he may have connections with his fellow medical personnel, and medical personnel are not trained for healthcare business.
All right, so let me even find out from you at this point, interesting as it may sound, what are some of those factors that you think might make other foreign health and service providers not to want to consider the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Health at this point in time?
Why they may not consider them is that because anything that has to do with government, people at times maybe some words or maybe some of their publicity people hardly believe. Like now, for example, there's hardship on the land, but some people come on air and say that everything's are okay, and many Nigerians are angry over this issue. So that is why at times we may not get the rating. That is why you see that some of the government owns TV channel. Some people may not want to be watching it, you understand, because that everything they may think is a propaganda or trying to side the government. You understand? So that is the issue.
All
So
right.
I think they may not want to anything that has to do with government, you understand. People may say that it's not real, you understand, because day in day out they keep on promising us, you understand, and we are not really seeing the Nigerians are not really seeing the result of the promise.
All
You
right.
understand?
Again, medical doctors would like to say that actually the medical profession is not a business in itself. That the medical profession is designed to prefer and provide health support and health services to people. Is this you're smiling already? But how correct is this narrative?
Yeah, what makes them to think this way is that they are not trained for business. There are actually party, like I always tell you, that in healthcare industry, we have clinicians, which are medical personnel, doctors, nurses, you understand. We have non-clinicians, which are administrative staffs. Now, if you go to hospital, you see business department, marketing departments, admin staffs, accountants, you understand, in an hospital. So we call them non-clinicians. Then we have healthcare facilitators, which are people like us that specialized business aspect of medical. So you hardly find people like us in Nigeria. And one thing I want to tell you is that, whether we like it or not, there's a big gap, there's a lacuna between the way healthcare is running in Nigeria and the way it's running abroad. I told you the other time that we are looking at healthcare as a not-profit making venture, and that is why we are not getting it right. But when we start looking at healthcare as a profit and not-profit making venture, then everything will start taking shape. Even this investor we're always talking about, they will start coming to invest in Nigeria. Even foreign investor can start coming, and things will take shape.
Even if the investment platform for the healthcare center and healthcare service providers is not available, like this, most healthcares are not open to investment, like an open investment. So when we have a situation of this magnitude, what do health centers do?
How do you think investors will come to where there's no business, by the way? Because the investors are interested in three things. What are those things? Where their capital will be secured, where the return on investment is guaranteed, as at when due. And you cannot find this in our health sector. Do you think there's no money? There is serious money in Nigeria. Let me even shock you. There's the latest technology that they are using to handle cancer now. And the machine is called CyberKnife. We even have one called Gamma Knife for brain. I don't think there's any hospital in Nigeria that have this machine. But we have some people in Nigeria that can buy 2 or 3 of this machine, no matter any amount this machine is costing. But they cannot just buy the machine and come and keep and nobody is using it. And these machines are very expensive equipments. And you cannot buy this kind of machine and bring and start compromising with it. And it's the kind of machine you bring to a country that will start attracting people from all over the world to come and make use of it. And this will start bringing foreign income to the country. So it's not a machine that you just buy and keep and people are not using it. Even Nigeria alone cannot be able to pay to even maintain the machine. So people have to start coming from all over the world. We have people that can buy this machine. So there's no way investor can come to our health sector without we embracing the business aspect of medical.
So you are saying that our medical practice of seeing to life and not necessarily business is obsolete. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm trying to say in essence is this. Healthcare is supposed to be looking at as a profit and as a non-profit making venture. Not seeing it as a profit completely, as a profit making venture completely. No. If you go to India today, why always in India is that India is the biggest, India is the biggest beneficiary of Nigeria and Africa markets. But if you go to hospital, a government hospital in India, is what they do there is more of charitable kind of thing. But when you go to private hospital, what they do there is pure business.
You mean Indian or China?
Yeah, China is not even known as a destination to us here. You understand? It may be known to other continents, but in Africa continent. But in Africa continents, we know India as the leading medical tourism destinations because 70% of population of Africa, especially Nigeria, travel to India for Medicare. And the remaining 30% go to Turkey, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, UK, US, Germany, Thailand, Singapore, and other medical tourism destinations.
Interesting. So far, let's even narrow this back to Nigeria again, our country, so I won't go to India and from there move to China and other countries that we don't even know. Yeah. So looking at Nigeria in its generality, one will begin to ask salient questions like, how guaranteed are investors' funds if they eventually want to even submerge themselves in the in medical tourism, like you've mentioned, or medical health service providing, as you've mentioned? How guaranteed are their funds?
There's no guarantee now, because of the economic situation in Nigeria, that the price of things keep on rising, since price of things keep on rising for like 2-3 years, I don't think it has come down. You understand? You buy something today, you go to market tomorrow, you can't get it at the same price. So business, the environment now is not really friendly for business. So that is why we always draw the attention of government to provide enabling environment, not only for health sector, they should provide enabling environment for business to thrive.
So are you saying, because we're talking about the emerging market and emerging opportunities in the health sector, are you saying right now that if an investor, someone wants to invest in the health sector right now, there are no guarantees for returns on those investments?
On investment, we can't say it's 100% guarantee. So what we need to do, you're just saying something that you don't really have full knowledge of it, and I'm trying to clarify you or enlighten
please
you.
Educate me.
Yeah, I'm trying to enlighten you. This healthcare business is not something you just wake up one day. You have to start doing something that will start attracting people. For now, you see that the environment we are now is not friendly. You understand? So first of all, government should be ready to provide enabling environment first for business to thrive, for investors to attract them to come to Nigeria, or those that we even have around. Even without foreign investors, we have more than enough in Nigeria. We have a very wealthy people. we have a multi-billionaires in dollars that kept this money, but they are looking for lucrative business. They are looking for a good place, a good business where they can put this money. Why is it that you see that our rich people prefer to invest in property business, in oil and gas, in mining and others? It's because they have seen that if they invest in property or in oil and gas or in mining, the return on investment is guaranteed, and they can go home and sleep with their two eyes closed, and they see that the investment is a secured one, the return on investment is guaranteed, and it comes as at when due. So now, for us, if we are really out for business, this opportunity that I talked about, our foreign partners that start calling us these days, that they want and hospitals in Nigeria that they can tie up with. So they can even come and even invest in all these hospitals. Because since Nigeria cannot travel there again, they can come. But government should be able to provide an enabling environment. And I have a good news for our local healthcare service providers. We have a strategies for them. And these strategies, if they are ready to compete with us, these strategies we have for them can even turn Nigeria to a premier medical tourism destination.
All right.
And you may want to know, what is the strategy?
No. Your strategy is your business. It is what you do as a business. Of course, I'm a journalist.
Okay, we are not here.
I won't want to be asking you for a secret of your business, how you've been succeeding.
Okay.
Because my business is basically to put the truth out there and also ensure that we're able to communicate some of those things in simple terms. But then looking at all of this that you have mentioned right now, I am not in this field, but I've done my research on this field, and I'm curious again. You've made mention of the fact that when investors come in, there's no guarantee on return on investment.
No 100% guarantee.
How many percent can we give?
They'll say between 50 to 60%.
Okay, so if we're saying, even if a Nigerian group of people from Nigeria choose to go with there's something knife you called it. Is it cyber knife and gamma knife
machine?
So if Nigerians decide to put their heads together and go into obtaining and purchasing, procuring, if you like to use the word.
Not even put their head. One person, a single person can buy this machine.
If they put their head and buy this machine, of course, it's going to cost a fortune.
Yes.
And there is no guarantee on this business.
Yes.
Are we then saying that people should risk their funds in such a venture?
You know, life is full of risk, and there's no reward without risk, and reward go to those who take risk. So in every business one want to go into, he or she must ready to take a risk, and the risk may favor and it may not favor. That is why in accounting we have profit and loss. Because if your mind is after making a profit and you run at loss, it can affect you seriously. But if you have that mind that, oh, this business you are going into, you have the aim of making profit and you run at loss. So you should take it like that, and you take it in good faith. Then you come up with another strategies.
Now this is getting interesting. By the way, but again, I'm curious. You know, because I'm a student of knowledge, so I just need to ask salient questions to be able to put the right answers and perspective out there. As it stands right now, you know that there is scarcity of funds out there. A lot of people are complaining of the economic challenges.
True.
Will you advise that people should put their money out there at this point in time if there are no guarantees, or if the guarantee is going to be 50 to 60%?
Like as I said, life is all about risk.
Will you advise?
Yeah, and as a businessman, you should be ready to take risk. Yeah, you should be ready to take risk, because you take some risk, and hardship on the land, the economic hardship cannot be like this forever. You know, in life, nothing is static. You understand? So life is all about changing. And we don't know what may happen from now to tomorrow. It's all about policy. Government may come up with a policy. It's just a policy, a one policy that government make, this removal of subsidy that things turn upside down. So this same government can come with a policy that things can also change for good.
All right. So thank you for that feedback. Let's take the conversation deeper. Could there be factors that would have necessitated people not to be aware of the various emerging opportunities, even in the health sector as it stands right now?
Pardon?
Could there be factors
Yeah.
that could perhaps have necessitated people not being aware of the various opportunities that are available in the health sector? Or as a country or as a people, are we just turning a blind eye from looking at the business side of the health sector?
Yeah, why they are not seeing it is that they are busy complaining. You understand? You know, in life, that is, even my friends, I was with some of my friends recently, and I make them to understand they should stop complaining, because our complaining cannot change. Since we have been complaining, what positive change do you see? So what we should be doing now, we should open our eyes well and start looking for opportunities in this hardship. As we are talking presently now, some people are seriously taking advantage of this hardship. And I've identified one for our local healthcare service providers. And now what we are looking for now, we are looking for healthcare service providers that have appeal of medical tourism. I know this may sound strange to your ear or to many Nigerians' ear. Appeal. What is this appeal this guy is talking about? You know, there's what we call, in medical tourism business, there's what we call appeal of medical tourism. And there's what we call driving factors of medical tourism. Driving factors of medical tourism are those things that is making people to leave where they are staying to another location for treatments, either within the country or outside the country. Then why the appeal of medical tourism are those things that is motivating people to go to another location or outside the country to receive treatments. Let me break it down for you. Now, we are talking of driving factors. We have like our 7 to 8 driving factors for medical tourism. Number one is availability of treatments. Where patient is residing, what the patient is suffering from. If there's no center that can cater for the patient has to go to where the treatment is available to go and grab it. For example, you have a patient that is having breast cancer, and the patient needs to undergo oncoplastic surgery, and there's no center around that can do oncoplastic surgery. So the patient has to go to where the treatment is available. Then we have affordability of treatment. Affordability of treatment has to do with the cost of treatment. We have accessibility of treatment. The treatment may be available and the treatment may not be accessible. And some people don't even mind the cost of treatments. Any amount the treatment is cost, they are ready. Is the treatment available? I'm talking of the waiting time, the procedure to get the treatment. We have acceptability of treatment. We have trust. And this is one of the major challenges in Nigeria health sector.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there are some of people in our local healthcare service provider, they don't even want their fellow medical personnel to treat them whenever they have case. Our packaged professor of medicine are brought for treatments. What are they saying? And the treatment can even be done in Nigeria perfectly. But because of trust, then attitude of medical personnel towards patient is one of the driving factors. Then medical negligence, medical malpractice, medication error, and healthcare frauds is one of the driving factors. Then when we're talking of appeal of medical tourism, are those things that is making people to travel to a particular destination to obtain treatments. Why is it that majority of Africans travel to India for medical treatment? And it's not only African, by the way. People travel for almost all the continents to India for treatments. From Europe, from different continents to India. It's because India has almost all the appeal of medical tourism. I can say they have all. If you are talking of availability of treatment, there is no treatment you can think of that you go to India that you cannot get.
I thought Pakistan have outshined India.
No.
All right.
We are even trying to develop, put Pakistan on the list of medical tourism destination. I was in Pakistan recently. That is 2 months ago. I was in Pakistan, and I met with some of the top-ranking medical personnel in Pakistan, And we really discussed business, and we're looking for how we can bring government of Pakistan on board and sign an agreement. And the same thing we are trying to do for Nigeria. So now appeal, I was on appeal of medical
Yeah,
tourism.
so sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I was on appeal for medical tourism, and I said why majority of Africans and other continents travel to India for medical treatment. Almost all the treatments you can think of is available in India. Last time I have a patient that want to undergo that want to lung transplant. I call many countries, like about 4 or 5 countries, they are not doing lung transplant. It's only India that do lung transplant. About 2 hospitals in India, Global Hospitals and is it Fortis Hospital in northern part of India, do lung transplant. So if India can do lung transplant, is there any other transplant? Is there any thickness or any cases that you think they cannot handle? Then affordability of treatments. The cost of treatments in India is cheaper compared to other medical tourism destinations. Then you talk of accessibility of treatment, less wasting time. Accessibility. Most of the treatments are accessible with less waiting time. Then acceptability of treatments. Most of the treatments are accepted there. But the only challenge is that people that go there for organ transplant, they don't allow third-party donor. What I mean by third-party donor, if you want to donate a kidney, for example, to person, the person that is going to, the donor must be a family relation of the recipient. That is the only challenge. If not, they do all kind of transplants you can think of in India. So there's trust. The attitude of medical personnel towards patient there is 100% superb, excellent. Then cases of negligence, medical malpractice, medication error, and healthcare fraud is rare.
Usman, some of the things you're saying right now sounds very strange because, of course, a medical practitioner, which we have to bring in a medical practitioner to create a balance on some of this conversation.
Yeah.
Now, a medical practitioner might disagree with you in terms of some of the factors that you've read out.
Like which of the factors?
Like patient negligence and errors in procurement and what have you. Most medical persons might disagree with what you've said.
I have a patient that one of the best hospitals in India, in Nigeria, in Abuja here, have mismanaged the patient. And I just lost the patient 3 days ago. The person was having cancer of the throat. And the thing has escalating. You see that the face will start swelling up. And about 3 days ago, it burst. And the thing now entered his throat and he died as a result of negligence. So that is why we are seriously looking for healthcare service providers, local healthcare service providers, Nigeria healthcare service providers that have appeal of medical tourism, because we want to differentiate. We want to pick experts from the quackeries.
I think doctors would disagree with you that there are quacks in the system.
No, there are quackeries in the system, whether you like it or not.
not.
But they are experts in Nigeria.
Let's leave that part of the conversation
Okay.
right now. Let's bring it back home at this point. Are we saying most, and we made mention of China, some of what they use to treat their patients are what Nigerian doctors were also trained to use. What is the difference?
Yeah, the issue there is that, if Nigerians go abroad to get some of our hospitals go to abroad to get the equipment, some of them go and get the refurbish of it. But there are some that even come with cheerleaders, as in new of this machine. But the major challenge we are having in Nigeria is maintenance. We don't have that maintenance culture. There are some of these equipment you need to fly the engineer from abroad to come and repair the machine, or to come and be checking the machine time to time whether the machine is working effectively. But at times they keep on using some of our technicians. Some of them may not really have full knowledge of this latest equipment that is coming into the market. You understand? There are times you go to some hospitals, even the operator of these machines, they even think that the machines are working, and some of these machines are not working effectively. And this do lead to incorrect diagnosis. Because if the machine is not functioning well, Any result that the machine is producing means the result may not be okay. So, and wrong diagnosis cause two things: either worsen the case of patients or lead to the death of the patients.
All right. Mr. Usman is for one to see these opportunities that are availing themselves in the medical and health space and sector right now. Does one need to be in the corridor of health? Do I need to be a medical practitioner
No.
to begin to dabble or see those opportunities?
No, you must not be a medical personnel. I did my event in Nikon Luxury recently. That is the second edition of All African Medical and Wellness Expo, and I invited people from all walks of life. Some of our people, our participants came from 18 countries. I can remember this hospital that came from Turkey. One of our exhibitors, that is a Hisar Intercontinental Hospital from Pakistan. It's one of the best and the biggest hospital in Turkey. And this hospital is owned by an engineer. The hospital is not owned by an engineer. Like unlike Nigeria, that most of our hospital is established by medical personnel and run by medical personnel. At times you see some of these medical personnel running the facilities with their wife or their children. They don't involve experts to help them run the business. You understand? Instead of them to hire experts to help them run the business, they run the business themselves. And before you know, the center will fold or wind up. So now we are encouraging not even our local healthcare service provider, if those that have money in Nigeria, business opportunity, clean business opportunity has come to Nigeria for them to invest. If you ask me now, where is the best place to invest money now? I will tell you that the best place is health sector to invest money.
Oh, all right. So let's look at. Although my producer is already telling me that it's time to go,
Okay.
but before I even let you go,
Yeah, thank you.
why are we not talking about our local health and products in terms of some of the things that we do locally? Native doctors, which we call herbalists, they can provide simple solutions to medical provide recommendations.
Yeah, I know where you're heading.
Yeah,
to.
but we're not
Yeah,
talking about like,
yeah, the
this
issue
like,
there is that we have
are this
many-
not medical tourism
Yes,
in itself?
you know, we have medical tourism and wellness tourism. You understand? There are two different things. Medical tourism is people seeking for a solution to their health challenge. This is why I already have a challenge. The wellness tourism, you must not have health challenge before you go for wellness. Now we have many traditional doctors that has solution to some of even these complex cases. But why they are not known, even both our medical experts, you understand, and those in the herbal field, they don't have the platform to be known. So that is why we are giving them the platform to be known. And it may interest you to know that we have AMWEMA event coming up on 14th of December in Nikon Luxury. AMWEMA stands for All Africa Medical and Wellness Expo Meritorious Award. And the event is scheduled for 14th of December 2024 in prestigious Nikon Luxury. So they can go to our website, which is amwe.com.ng, and get the details about our upcoming event.
Well, Mr. Usman,
Thank you, sir.
at this point in time, I have a lot of things I want to ask you, but I've been signaled that our time is fast spent. So
Okay, sir.
I think we have to draw the curtain at this point in time. Then we have to now look into this conversation
Thank you,
again
sir.
by probably in the next time we bring you up here, we have to bring in a medical doctor.
Thank you for having
and
me.
also
I would
somebody
have
from
loved it.
the Ministry of Health
Yeah.
to come see if we can create a balance on this conversation and what some of the things that you've said, and let's get
you,
their
sir.
own angle
Thank you.
to the story. But
you,
then
sir.
we want to say thank you so much for being a part
Thank
of the
you
show.
very much, and thank you for having me. The pleasure is mine.
All right, this is how far we can go this morning on the Signature Morning. Then remember, you can join the conversation on our various social media handle. And should you want to do that, there's, of course, our social media handles are displayed on the screen right now. You can join in the conversation and let us know what your thoughts are, even in the various opportunities that are already being spelled out right now, even on the show this morning. So, like, come your way again, same time, same station. I am Godwin Son. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. From all of us here in the studio, it's bye for now.